Hello everybody, Buns here, and I've got something special to show you today. You might think I up and left you all, seeing as I haven't uploaded in a while. In fact, I've been streaming this world over on Twitch, where I've survived 1,000 days in hardcore Minecraft. So I've come to you today to show you what I've done. But like with any good story, we've got to start at the beginning. And here we are, at the very beginning. At spawn, in fact. Oh yes, look at this glorious landscape, with absolutely nothing in it. Alright, so you see, as soon as we started this world, got the basic materials to get our first cobble and everything, and then we up and left, headed out east, in fact. Along the way, we met up with our companion, Lightbulb, the horse. Oh, such a good horse. With our faithful companion, we continued onward to find blessings in a new land. Because the Sahara kind of sucks. At least for what I want. We traveled for quite some time, trekking over scorched deserts, and trudged through the swamps, until we found Swamp Town. Here at Swamp Town, we made our first real attempt at setting down our roots. Carrot roots. We took over the local church even. Restored it to what might have been its former glory. There's not much here anymore, but you can see what remains of humble living. We got our portal down there. Let's take out this character. Ah, and yes, here's the fishing tree. The very tree where I fished up this bow. The very bow that was used to kill the dragon. Oh yes. I'm gonna cast a line for old time's sake. Let's see what I can get. Wonderful. We don't want it, so we're gonna throw it back. This village was interesting because technically it started as a plains village, as you can see by their garments, but positioned so close to a swamp that we can get the rare, or more rare, swamp villager to breed here. Oh, look at these fancy fellas. These, of course, are what's left of my cow farm. I believe it is completely gone. But we had a good old hole-in-the-ground Waddles design. Here's what remains of our farming supplies. It's all garbage. We don't need any of it. Not much else to say about this place. But it got us to where we needed to go at the very beginning. So, of course, on our quest of conquest, we had to go find the end portal. Or the closest one, which happened to go even farther east, out behind me. So we saddled upon Lightbulb and began searching for our inevitable end. While following the Eye of Ender, it led us here, where I began frantically searching for tunnels to lead us to where we need to go. Now, I'm not going to bother taking you down there, because this is actually where we decided to live. I decided I want to live by the end portal, just for convenience sake. The end portal is actually right down here. A funny thing about the portal room, actually, it spawned in between two geodes. And right here is where we were 1 block away from having a completely broken portal. So I think the potential is that the geode, if it had been over by 1 block, would have just deleted these portal frames, and then that could have changed everything. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of a funny thing. I have not done a whole lot down here, except make sure it's safe, and did a little bit of amethyst mining, but yeah, pretty basic. Let's go back up. So one of the first things I crafted in this world here was this path leading us from the portal over to our base, or back and forth. And as you might see here, we got quite a few trees with some names on them every so often here. Each and every tree along this path was dedicated to the first 100 followers of my Twitch channel. And so, yeah, everybody got their own dedicated tree, and if they asked nicely in the chat, they'd get a custom one in some way, shape, or form. Like this one. Camos being upside down, going down to what used to be the bedrock level. I don't ask questions, I just do what the people ask. Good old bush tree, whatever this is. Each and every one of the first 100 followers was accounted here on the Path of Lords, which leads us here. So of course over here's the Buns Cave. This is essentially where we first made roots. And here is what is remnant of my old house storage room base thing. We had a bunch of chests and a bed here, so I guess this was our first house, technically. Don't you judge me. Don't you judge me. And all that's left is this old enchanting table that I never use, so wonderful. Okay. You could probably hear them back behind here. But we also have a villager breeder. If you know me by now, I can't go without the villagers, of course. They're a staple to my whole standard of living. It's pretty basic design. It's essentially Impulse SV's design, just kind of modified to work in the newer versions of Minecraft. I have it disabled because, I don't know. We've been pretty good on villagers for a while. Anyway, back into the cave. Right here we have our world map so far. I got some bits I need to fill in, but we got a decent portion. Give you a little bit of a sense of scale. Spawn was approximately over here, if there was a map there. There's Swamp Town, and of course now we are here. We got a wide open world here. Including Turtle Island. It's an island covered in turtles. Let your imagination go wild. Down here, we got some basic farms for dripstone and bamboo, of course. Of course, we got our portal to the Nether. We got glitched guy over here. Somehow he's holding netherrack. I don't get that, but we're keeping him. You know we're keeping him. And now we enter the storage room. Yes, of course. The idea behind this is that you would go mining, bringing a shulker box or two with you, however you want to do it. Fill up those boxes with all of the blocks that you don't necessarily want in your inventory, but you don't want to throw on the ground either, because you're a maniac who has to pick every block up, like me. And then you'd bring those shulker boxes back here. They would be automatically drained and then filtered out and sorted. And then, of course, at the bottom of the chain here, we have the excess, the things that didn't get picked up, that aren't in the filter. Ignore that. This is a foolproof system, and I am no fool. Believe me. No. Okay, maybe it's not 100% perfect, but you know, it does a pretty good job. And then in the floor, we have just boxes for other things that I don't want to do redstone to filter out, but also I want a box full of it. And yeah, quick and easy access. Kind of inspired by Azuma Void here on YouTube. So say I want to bring my shulker box full of netherrack. We just hit the button here and voila, it just breaks off and into our hands. Amazing. Back here is just kind of like the maintenance room, if you will. I probably shouldn't even be showing this, but here we are. This is my totally advanced super smelter. Yep, that's my smelter right there. So that's where all my smelting happens right now. Now, once again, emerging out of our musty old cave, we look out into nature. Here we have our axolotl collection, where, of course, we have one of each color. Blue one has yet to show up in my life. Over yonder, the most basic cactus farm you can have. Also mines, who cares? Then over here, we have the iron farm, yes! Of which I have a tutorial for on YouTube. Here. If you want it, you got it. Go watch it. It's got everything you need. Still works to this very day. Look at it go. Oh, yes. And just past our iron farm here, you might have spotted. You are an astute observer, I'm sure. We got this giant old pumpkin. What's this about, you might be wondering? Why, this is my custom jack-o'-lantern. Yes, equipped with jack-o'-lantern mobs. You can only find these on Halloween, so we had to grab a few. I had more, but these are the two that survived. Yeah. Anyway, perfect for a jack-o'-lantern, I must say. So we got that. And then the other thing that is quite obvious is a mob farm designed by Nembon here on YouTube. I'll put a link in the description for the farm video on that one. Back at the cave here, out by the iron farm, you might have noticed with the villager breeder, we've got ourselves a set of rails. Where do they lead, you might be wondering. Oh, why, into town they do. Across the bridge, nonetheless. Using the rail, we transported our villagers over to the trading area over yonder, and from which we expanded outward. Now, under the bridge here, we've got ourselves a bit of a little sugarcane farm, doing quite well, if I say so myself. Down the road here, this is where our original farm, or at least original to this area, resides. Still here to this very day. It's a classic. Can't really get rid of it. We got some goats. We got some other friends. Oh, and of course we have to pay our respects to Dave the Bee. A moment of silence for Dave, please. I said a moment of silence, please. Of course, we have the trading hall here with some slight tweaks from my design I showed off here on YouTube. Another plug, yes. This one still does, however, have the ability to zombify. Oh yes, you can see him kind of in a little crack there. Zombify the villagers, improving their trading prices. A lot of these guys are maxed out though, so not much of a use for that at the moment, but we still trade with them from time to time. It's in fact my main source of experience points at this point. Kind of embarrassing. But anyway, moving on. We got here the farmhouse. Inside we have our friend Starvin' Marvin. We use this to farm automatically potatoes and carrots. It works quite well. I'm not sure whose original design this is, but I definitely did not come up with it. So, shout out to that person. You're an angel and a saint. Out by the farmhouse here, we have the giant melon that produces pumpkins and melons, because that makes sense. It's a nice little addition. And then we now head into the center here to the fountain of power. This is where I decided will be the center of my kingdom and build out from. We will now head off to the left first. Off to the left, we have the Frog Sanctuary, which I don't have labeled. I'll have to fix that. But in the Frog Sanctuary, you guessed it, oh, we got frogs. Oh, we got all sorts of frogs. Now, sadly, only the orange ones actually appear here. We kind of have to outsource our white and green frogs, but, you know, it's still a good place. And then over here, we have the storage to our slime farm. There's not a whole lot to a slime farm, you see. You see, a slime farm really is just a hole in the ground. It's actually technically 2 slime farms layered on top of each other down the road here. And oh yeah, by the way, the road, it is of course layered on top of soul sand, giving us the zippies, the zoomies, if you will. Combined with the beacon strength, of course, we go flying. Who needs Elytra when you can just run like the Flash? But of course, aha, yes. Up to my house. Here, let me invite you in. Oh, and here's our good old friend Lightbulb. Oh, yes. Our faithful companion from the beginning of our story, remember. Been here the whole time, So step on in. Kick off your shoes, why don't you? Sit down by the fire. Oh, yes, but here's the inside of my house. Quite aesthetically pleasing, if I don't say so myself. Yeah, we got the fireplace with all our tributes of triumph. Even the egg there. Yes, we got good old Kiki the cat. Nice little enchanting room, reading room area. Yes. We can get full enchantments, by the way. Full, level 30. Yeah, quite nice. Over here, we step into the kitchen. Literally does not get used at all, but, you know, it looks nice. We can head on upstairs into our trophy room of sorts. We got all sorts of nice little bits, like, oh yeah, my helmet from slaying the dragon. Surviving for 1 year in-game, 365 days. Those are our little candle. Oh, how sweet. We also have the most useless item in the game. Gaze upon it. Let me know in the comments if you know why this is useless. And then the other most useless item, of course, the respawn compass, which will never get employed because this is hardcore. That's just not how things work, of course. And then, oh, dun dun dun, the Warden's Catalyst. You betcha. You betcha. We killed it. Run the clip. Such peaceful music for such a highly intense situation. Oh, come on, arrows. Work with me. Work with me! I just slung 3 arrows in the same spot. Is it that big a deal? Not really. And of course, down here, we have items for all of our Twitch subscribers. So if you sub to me on Twitch and you ask nicely, I'll put up an item of your choice on the wall with your name on it. Oh, yeah. How nice. We got all of our mob heads here. Mob heads so far. And then we step on in here to my bedroom, of course, where I literally do nothing with it. But I sleep here from time to time, and it's quite cozy. Alright, enough of the YouTube cribs. Let's move on. Back at the fountain here, we're going to now head off to the right. Down here is where we've got our honey and honeycomb farm, which I must say is working quite nicely. I've harvested some of this honey already, so that's why it's not full. I guess I should have AFK'd before recording, huh? No, but it works quite well. I've had some travesties in the past, though, with my bees disappearing. I still hear them buzzing around in there, so I don't think that's happened again. I pray. I pray for the bees. May the bees not follow Dave into the ether. Alright, so then coming out of there, we then now go into this glorious building. What could be held in here? What could be stored within these beautiful walls, you might be wondering. Oh, why of course it is a wool farm. Oh, the most fabulous wool farm that you might have ever seen. And then down here at the end, we've got ourselves the moss farm. Oh yes. This one is a custom-made farm, made by yours truly. I have not made a video on this, and I probably never will. This is very, very complicated. At least in terms of doing a step-by-step tutorial of some kind. Maybe I can release a Lightmatica file or something. The basics are that we generate stone, we push it up, we bone meal this moss, break the moss. There's a bunch of hopper minecarts underneath where we're ultimately collecting it and dispensing it into this water stream here. Goes up and above where we then, of course, make more bone meal. So this is self-sustaining. And we capture the byproduct ourselves. Blah, blah, blah. This make lots of moss and bone meal. And then, of course, oh yes, our more recent addition. This is a super simple crop farm. We're gonna redo this. This is just a temporary thing. And also, you might have been wondering, what is this big tree here? This is actually a 200 block tall tree that represents reaching 200 followers on Twitch. Ah, do you see a pattern here? Boy, oh boy, do I reward the Twitch viewers with things in this world. I've just been letting all of you here on YouTube just go by the wayside. This cannot do. So, for all 78 of you, there's 78 of you at the time of recording, it's time to do something for you. And there we have it. The field of sunlight. For all 78 of you subscribers here on YouTube. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. All of your support, it just warms my cold, dead heart. So, you know, Twitch chat obviously has gotten a lot of love. So I kind of figured, you know what, you guys over here on YouTube, you guys need some love too. So, you are now included permanently in my hardcore world, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And of course, we're not done yet. We've got one stop left to make. Here we are, up somewhere on my mountain here. Here we have the monument to our 1,000 days, of course. This isn't just a monument to us. Over this last year, I had to part ways with a kitty cat friend of mine. In real life, Kiki the cat. So, to memorialize, I figured it was fitting to include Kiki Cat in our 1,000 days monument. She was here with us for a large portion of it, after all. She deserves some credit too. So there you have it, everybody. A little taste of my hardcore world. I hope you all enjoyed. I will be continuing my conquest over these lands for sure. And of course, if you want to catch me live, head on over to twitch.tv/MrBearBuns. This is where we play hardcore Minecraft, of course. Sometimes some other games too, whatever seems interesting, you know. So come on by, say hello. I look forward to it. And here is to another 1,000 days, of course. Let's keep the momentum, people. All right. Until next time, bye-bye for now.